Hey you guys, it's me Allison. Today I'm going to be talking about each and every one of my series in this video. So I hope you guys enjoy. First off, I'm going to go over some current ongoing series. First off is Fun Fun Fun, which hasn't been uploaded in years now. LPS Fun 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 is an educational kids show. However, I'm not going to be making another part until I get this pet and this pet again. They're just so destroyed, so I want to get some new ones. This also applies to Fabulous Fables, as these two are also characters in that series. But don't worry, because these are some of my top priorities right now and I should be getting them within a week or so. I'm really working hard to get these LPS that I've destroyed. Same goes for this guy who's a character in Fabulous Fables and Level 5. Now to discuss LPS Fabulous Fables regarding these two collies. So these two are fake and I'm trying to get the real versions of them before they make an appearance in episode 11 of Fabulous Fables. I've already bought the authentic version of this collie and it's on its way to my house right now. This one's going to be way more tricky because it's a bit pricey, but I'm sure I can save up and buy it anyways. I have until episode 11, so I do have plenty of time. Next up we have LPS Camp Riverwood. This destroyed pet right here is the sole reason I'm not making another episode yet, because I literally took all the life out of it, as you can see. So I will be buying this one again before I continue on LPS Camp Riverwood. There are also some other pets that I may need for Camp Riverwood in the future, including these two. This guy is going to play the role of Terrence in the series, while this gal is going to be Lily in the series. There may be some more new characters as well, but I'm not exactly sure yet. So that's what's happening with all of those series. Now I'm going to be talking about my cancelled series and their future reboots. No, I will not be discussing really old ones like LPS I Miss You, LPS Gossip Gossip, or LPS Loser Lane. Those are very old and I'm not really working on developing them right now. For now, I'll be discussing the series like LPS Because of You, Abnormal Pain, and more. I will be going through a total of 5 series in this video. I'll mainly be discussing the cast and characters. This meaning the LPS I plan to use for each character. First, I'm going through LPS Because of You. This 2016 drama series lasted until episode 15 in 2017. It had 2 seasons and mainly revolved around teen drama. It was later remade in 2018. Sadly, by episode 4 I began to realize that the characters had been used in so many series already, and I didn't know how I felt about adopted siblings being together in a romantic relationship. As a result, it's being rebooted again. I'm not sure when it will be coming out, but due to many changes, it will be a while. As of now, due to the recast, I don't have any characters needed for this series. Each character has been recasted. First, I'm going to be talking about some initial plans and changes to the series. Before, there was a single mother named Andy who decided to adopt several children. I don't really know why, but she did. And these children are the characters you know today, so none of them are blood related, they are all adopted. The reason I went with this plan is because I didn't know any other way to keep them all together. I needed them all to be in the same habitat, I guess. I didn't want this to just be them meeting up in school, because a lot of the events were just between them, and it was better executed in a private place. But now this will be changed. Instead, each character lives with their families, and none of them are adopted by Andy. The way that they all stick together is through a club. I haven't exactly figured out what this club will be about, and I know not the reason they are part of this club, but as it goes down later in development, I will figure something out. Basically, all the main characters go to a club together, and the club leader is Andy. Previously known as their mother who adopted them all, she is now simply a club leader, and she is not related to them in any way. Now it is time to go through the entire cast of characters. This includes the main 5, Kimberly, Cindy, Herb, Sean, and Ted. It also includes Andy and the nurse. Of course, more characters will be added later on, and I have also decided to make Rose and Cosmo more significant characters in the series. Before they were just Cindy's sidekicks. Now they will have more significance and more personality. So now it's time to show you the recast of LPS Because of You. First off, we have Kimberly Hills. She will be this LPS in the future. Next one is Cindy Pawson. Wait just a second, doesn't that name sound a little too familiar? Yes, because one of the main characters in Fabulous Fables is also named Cindy Pawson. I can't have 2 main characters with the exact same names. As a result, I am changing the name of Cindy in LPS Because of You. From now on, she will be named Sydney Autumns. Yeah, I know it's not super different, but at least it's not the exact same as another main character. This will be Sydney Autumns in the series. I was actually pretty darn close to getting that Dogz one time, but that's another tale for another day. Next up, we have Herb Hayes, who will be played by this Greyhound. Actually, did you know that was originally going to be the character for Herb Hayes in the first place? The only reason I changed it is because I found the blonde Greyhound with the Chihuahua that I was going to use for Kimberly, so I figured it was pretty convenient. Next up we have Sean Anderson, who will be played by this Beagle. He should be pretty simple to find, not much to say about that. Next up we have Ted Clark, who will be played by this plain walrus. The original character has just been used in so many series already. So let's move on to Andy. What character will she be? I feel as though the original Andy just looks too fancy and sophisticated for who she really is. I wanted her to look more kind and soft and generous. She is still a Persian, but now she has a different design. So this will be used as Andy in the series, now a club leader instead of a parent. That LPS has been on my wishlist for a while anyway, so I figured it's most convenient. I also feel as though she really fits the role well. Then finally we have the nurse from the series. This will be playing the nurse in LPS Because of You. Yes, she is also considered a main character in Season 1. It's kind of the same problems with the last one. The original nurse just looks too fancy. I feel as though the new one fits the role better. The original nurse also already has a part in LPS Fabulous Fables. Of course, she's more of a side character than anything, but she still plays a role. Now it's finally time to move on to LPS Abnormal Pain. Abnormal Pain was a high school drama released in late 2016. It continued throughout 2017 and ended in 2018. It ended on episode 17 before being cancelled due to the series just kind of falling apart. That being said, I actually do have a few of the characters that are going to be needed for this series. First off, we have Sally, who will now be played by this pet. I feel as though she really conveys Sally's personality. She just fits the role perfectly well. The old one has been used in so many series so many times, so it'd be refreshing to see something new. Now we move on to Mary Bell, who is actually way more simple, because Mary Bell is actually going to be staying the same. There's just no other bunny like this one, and I think it just fits her role perfectly. So Mary Bell will be staying the same. Next up we have the character Bridget Manning. The replacement actually looks pretty similar to the original. The new pet will be this one right here. It does look very similar, but the original is completely gray and this one is more of a pinkish purple. Originally I planned to keep Bridget the same, but I realized that Squirrel already played a role in Fabulous Fables. Of course she's not a main character, but she still plays a significant role. Thus why Bridget will be changed. Now it's time to move on to Stanley Russell, who I also already have. The pet playing Stanley Russell will be this poodle. The original already plays a part in LPS Camp Riverwood, so I wanted to recast him to be this pet instead. Personally, I think he fits the role very well. The next character is Waldo Freeman, who I also already have. I am really excited to announce this guy because he's one of my favorites and he is just so perfect for the role. The pet I am using is going to be this mod series Puzzle Walrus. But I'm not only using him because I like him. I'm going to explain to you why this is the perfect pet to ever play Waldo in the series. So first of all, Waldo is a very energetic and happy boy. This LPS has so many patterns and exciting elements on it, and it just fits for his personality perfectly. Waldo is also a very loving guy, and he has these little hearts in his eyes. He's also a walrus. He has all the requirements needed. So this is just the perfect pet to play Waldo in the series. Those are all the characters that I actually have for Abnormal Pain. I only have 3 of them. Let's move on to the rest of the characters, shall we? Next we have Ruby Bott, who appears later in the series. Now, the deer that originally played her role before being replaced by a gray bonbon kitty would be perfectly fine. Unfortunately, I don't have that deer anymore, but I will be getting her extremely soon. And she doesn't play a significant role in any of my current series. The problem with her is that she looks too nice. She has these flower eyes and she looks so delicate. Maybe it's just me, but I just don't think she looks like a big slobbery alcoholic. Thus creates the need for a recast. Now we will move on to Sally's family. This includes her mom and dad and her younger 6-year-old sister Fern. This pet will be playing the role of Sally's dad in the series. Now Sally's mother was a bit more difficult. The original pet actually fits her pretty well. She looks very fancy and elegant and sophisticated as her mother is. And it was hard to find another Persian like that. I still don't want to use the original though because she does not look related to Sally at all. She stands out a lot from the rest of the family. Not only that, but she also plays a lot of roles in a lot of my series and videos. It's time for something new, thus why she will be this LPS instead. I think that mold looks pretty sophisticated and elegant as it is, but maybe that's just me. And she actually looks like she belongs in Sally's family, so she will be that pet instead. Now Fern is probably one of the most difficult recasts in any of my series. I want a pet that looks kind of fancy and sophisticated like her mother, but at the same time, not too much so. Because Fern is 6, she's very childish, and she's not very mature. I was thinking of recasting her as a beagle, and I still am. But I still wanted to use a dachshund because it just seems more like Fern. Plus, the Dachshunds are short, so they can potentially look really young. But a lot of the Dachshunds actually look pretty old in my opinion, or at least middle-aged. They don't necessarily look like 6-year-olds. But then, I finally found the perfect one. You see my problem? She is so good for the role. She's a dachshund and she's brown like the rest of her family, and she just looks so childish and perfect for Fern. But she's super rare and expensive. I could get a fake of her, but I'm really not a fake LPS collector. I also really don't like dealing with people who point it out 24/7, so I'm just not exactly sure what to do about that. I did find this beagle who could fit perfectly for Fern as well, but I don't know, I just really like the dachshund for her better. The beagle can also be pretty difficult to find due to its rarity, and there are fakes of it, but I will try my best and see what I can do for Fern. Finally, we have Mary's mother. The current one just does not look like her mom at all, so I am going to try to use this bunny instead. However, I'm pretty sure she's rare too and she is a bit pricey on eBay, but I will do my best. And that is the entire Abnormal Paint cast. It's time to move on to LPS Love is Hate. Oh boy. I think we all know about this series by now. Recently, I started reacting to all the episodes and it is just horrible. But the reboot will be much better. So the first character and the only character that I have is Joshua Randall. I actually got this pug specifically for this series. So this guy is going to play the role of Joshua. And I don't have any other characters for the series. Now we move on to Joshua's giant family. He has a mom and a dad and 2 sisters. Yes, he's going to have a dad now. I don't know why I didn't have a dad in the old series, probably because I had no LPS. But anyways, this will be the mother in the series. Pretty simple, shouldn't be too hard to get. Then we have their dad, who will be a bulldog. I actually only have 1 bulldog right now, so getting another one would be pretty nice. Next we have Abby Randall, his older sister. Yeah, she's no longer a Chihuahua. I just don't understand the family that's going on in the original. We've got a pug, a Chihuahua, a beagle, and a dachshund, and no dad? What happened? I want to know what kind of species the dad is. Anyways, that's Abby. And finally we have Janice, his younger sister. Shouldn't have too many problems with that. Now we move on to other characters. First, we're starting off with Sam, his ex-boyfriend. Sam is going to be this pet in the series. Next we have Darla Smith, his new best friend. Darla isn't going to be the same, but she will be pretty similar. She's going to be this pet right here. And finally we have the Gossip Girls. The Gossip Girls basically wrote the gossip sections in the school newspaper. They were very popular and always up to date on the latest drama. The original cast consisted of a short-haired cat and a guinea pig. These 2 could be pretty difficult to get, especially the guinea pig. So first off, we have the short hair that I'm planning to use for the series. Yeah, not the cheapest LPS on eBay, and there are definitely a ton of fakes of it, but I found a couple authentic versions and I could save up. Also, these girls didn't have a name in the last version. Let's name them. The short hair is going to be named Daisy Chickenson. Now we move on to the guinea pig. So this pet is actually going to be pretty difficult to get because there's only 1 available on eBay. So it's one of my priorities right now. It's also a really pretty pet and I've never seen it before. So it'd definitely be worth buying. The guinea pig will be named Peaches Linte. And that is the end of LPS Love is Hate. We only have 2 more series to go through. The next one is LPS The Other Life. So this series both started and ended in 2017. It was basically about 2 characters switching lives. I don't have any of the characters for the series, so let's go over them together. The first character we have is Kendall Farron, and she will be played by this pet. I think she's perfect for the role. The next one we have is Cassidy, her best friend. She shouldn't be too difficult to find either. The next one we have is their other best friend, Jackson. There's no problems with using the original, it's just that this one seems to convey his personality a bit better. So that will be Jackson from now on. Next up we have Sheldon, who will be played by this pug. Simple enough. Man, I don't know why there are so many pugs in my series. The next ones we have are Bongo and Larry. These were Sheldon's friends in the series. They basically helped him go on killing sprees. Yay. So before, the 2 were a bear and a poodle. Now I'm casting them both as basset hounds. So, this is going to be Bongo in the series. Now Larry may be a bit more difficult. I plan to cast him as this basset hound right here. Seems harmless enough, but I've honestly never seen him before, so I don't know if he's rare. If he is though, he could be a bit more difficult to find and he could be a bit more expensive. But I'll do my best. Now it's time to go over Kendall's small family. First off, we have Amber, her mother. The last one was a G4 Yorkie. I prefer not to use G4s in my series. Plus, I feel as though the new Yorkie just conveys the emotion perfectly. Finally, we have our adopted sister, Roxy. I think she's just so adorable and I love the little mouse mold. The last Roxy was a big-headed mouse, which I'm not a very big fan of. Plus, you can't argue, this one looks so cute and innocent, just like Roxy. And now it's time for the final series. I've been developing this series since 2015. It's so deep in development by now. This is LPS Sheila Goodwill. It probably won't be out for many years now. As of now, I'm actually working on rewriting the entire series. This is because it's no longer going to be a popularity series. It'll be more like just a regular high school series like LPS 4 Stories or LPS Adorkable. So I have a lot of things going for it. So let's move on to the cast of characters, most of which I have. But please remember this, just because I have the entire cast doesn't mean the series is going to start right away. So let's get started with the main character herself, Sheila Goodwill. I got this pet specifically for this series. Originally, Sheila was going to have a makeover, and the makeover was going to be my mascot, but that idea has been scrapped, so she's just going to be this little kitty. Next, we have Sheila's mom and dad. Her mother is going to be played by this pet right here. The initial plan was to have this as Sheila's mother, but I changed my mind. Next, we have Sheila's father, who I plan to be this husky. Now to move on to Macy Palmer. So I do have Macy Palmer for the series. I got this one specifically for this series. I also have Macy's mother, who I got very recently at LPS Con. I've been planning to get this one for a very long time now, and now I finally have her. And then I have Munchkin, her pet cricket. Now to move on to Jessica Collingsworth. Jessica is one of Sheila's friends in the series. Jessica will be played by this short hair right here, which I should really have by now, but for some reason I don't. But I do have her mother. Pretty simple enough, not much to say on her. Then we have Jessica's little sister, Petunia. And that's Jessica for you. Now to move on to Connie Moonday. Surprise, surprise, I also have Connie. This has played the role of Connie since 2015 days. She has never changed. She was almost recasted at one point, but then I changed it back. So this is some real stuff right here. Then we have Connie's mother. So I got her a little while ago. She is super pretty and super perfect for the role. And then finally we have Connie's dad, who I do not have yet. Now to move on to Charlotte Hill's family. I do have Charlotte. I do not have either of her parents though. Here we have Charlotte's mother, and no, it is not the one with the drip eyes. As you can see, it's the one with the circle eyes. Fun fact, originally the one with the drip eyes was going to be Charlotte Hill's in the series. And finally we have Charlotte's dad, this one right here. Now we move on to Paige Long. Here we have Paige herself in all of her glory. I do also have her mother as well. So I didn't exactly get this one planning for it to be her mom. I got this one as a gift from LPS Con. It was only very recently that I started thinking about her parents and realized that this one was perfect for the role. Now we have her dad. This pet right here will be Paige's father in the series. Now we have Macy's sidekick, Jenny Malcolm. I sadly do not have her yet, but I love her so much and she is on my wish list. Same goes for her mother too. This one resembles Jenny so well, they truly do look related. And then finally we have her dad, who I'm not really looking to get and is not on my wish list either. And that is this guy right here. Next we have Beverly Drips. I do have Beverly herself, she is gorgeous. I do not, however, have her mom. This pet right here, I plan to be Beverly's mother in the series. And then we have her dad. I think this is pretty obvious. I mean, he's a total classic and everybody knows and has him. And it's not like there are a zillion Dalmatians out there after all. Next, we have Ginger Rome, the second to last character. Ginger herself should not be too complicated to get, but it's her mother who I may have some trouble with. I want it! So yeah, as of now, there are no listings of her on eBay. The only one that remains is a huge Beagle pack for $90 that I don't even want. I'll try my best. She's my dream LPS. I really want her. Anyways, moving on to Bobby Black, who I also have. I got this guy specifically for the series and he's looking pretty fine. All I need now is his father. And those are pretty much all the main characters of LPS Sheila Goodwill. And that is also the end of this video. Sorry it's so long. I don't know if anyone is actually going to watch this update, but I just felt like making it and letting you guys know my plans. If you guys enjoyed this, be sure to subscribe to the channel for more LPS content. I'll see you all later. Bye bye!